Howdy, everybody. Here we are, next week's work. So this is April 20th. And so I have a bunch of work for you. In keeping with my theme of wearing hats these last couple of weeks, this is one of my very first hats that I ever bought. I don't really like wearing hats, but you can see it's my hunting hat with my little leaves on there. Well, anyhow, hopefully everybody is doing well and you're going outside at least a little bit. Don't forget the nature study is a replacement grade. It replaces something else. And so look for those red R's on the Canvas page. Also, check your email. I am sending people emails because I have questions about their work and they don't reply. So they get the lower grade because I can't figure anything out. So if you haven't been checking your emails, you might want to do so. It might help your grade considerably. Speaking of the work, thank you for the people that are doing good work. Thank you for those that followed the directions the last time and submitted handwritten pictures. Again, this is where those emails are coming in. I'm telling people, well, if you want a grade for it, you better redo it and resubmit it. So all work needs to be handwritten, and then you take a picture of it and send me that picture. I don't want any word process things, no Word docs, no nothing like that. It's too easy for people to copy it. So make sure you're doing that part of it. The assignments today, if you've been paying attention to the bacteria and the virus worksheets, this last worksheet should be pretty simple. Again, if you don't know the answer, look it up. I'm seeing people answer things that make absolutely no sense because they're just guessing. Again, if you don't care if your grade goes down, well, then just guess. I'm giving you lots of time. You might as well look up the answers. So take the time, do quality work. Don't just get it done. Do quality work. I'm also noticing that people are not reading and following directions. There's a shocker. How many times do I go over directions in class, write it on the board, show you what to do, and then people still don't do it? Well, now I'm really seeing a problem. You need to read and follow those directions. It's really starting to hurt some people when they're making assumptions about things. Again, ask questions. The last 2 weeks, I've been having office hours, biology, and interactions at the same time, but very few people are showing up and asking questions. So now biology is going to go to office hours as Monday and Wednesdays only. You can still ask questions via email, but definitely office hours are for Monday and Wednesday only. Interactions will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, you have a question, ask, don't just guess. So the first assignment is that one, it's another worksheet type thing. It's on viruses and bacteria. You should have no problems getting that done if you've paid attention the last 2 weeks. If you haven't, well, then it's going to be more difficult. Look up the answers. The second one is about COVID-19 and how it's spread. It's a pretty cool little article. You have to read an article and then you go to a website and then you answer some questions about it. When you go to the website, do stuff with it. Don't just look at it and say, oh, I can't figure it out. Zoom in, zoom out. On the left-hand side, there's a number of different options. Click on those things. You can do this thing, but you have to read it and you have to actually put a little effort into it. So go ahead and do that. It's not that difficult otherwise, but you just have to take your time and work through it. Again, that's what I'm not seeing people doing. They're just rushing. Slow down, get the work done. I'm not giving you huge amounts of work, so you shouldn't have any problems getting this done in probably less than 2 hours. That's not such a bad amount of time. All right, I'm checking my notes here. Okay, that's about really all I have then for the notes. So keep going. We've got at least a couple more weeks. I don't know what the governor's going to say on May 4th. Will that be the end of school? Who knows? I don't have a clue. So keep on working with everything. Spend some time, actually paying attention and doing your work. For those of you that haven't done any work, well, you're probably not watching this video anyway, but after April 6th, anything before that, I'm not giving you credit for it. Those are staying zeros. So if you haven't made up some work, then it's starting to come down to the point where you can't make some of it up. So April 6th is our cutoff now. Next week, it'll change. So if you've got makeup work, get it turned in. When you send me emails, don't be vague. I'm getting questions like, hey, what's this thing about mushrooms? Nothing about mushrooms. We had a lab on marshmallows. Be specific, because I sometimes have to spend 3 and 4 different times back and forth to figure out what you're actually asking me. Tell me the name of the assignment. If there's a question about number 1, ask about number 1. Be specific, because it makes things a lot easier for me, and you don't have to keep checking your email because I have to go back and forth 3 or 4 times to figure out what you're talking about. Again, don't be vague. This isn't a text. Give me good English so I know what you're trying to say. That makes things a lot easier. And when I'm grading your papers, you want me to be in a good mood, not having to figure out what you're trying to say. So there it is. Make sure you're doing good work. If you have questions, ask good questions. Check the grade book. People are asking, hey, how come I got a 0? You don't have a 0. You might have an X. That's not a 0. So check things out. Think about what you're asking. Send me good questions. I'm always ready for the questions, so make sure that you give me good ones. All right, with that said, peace.